All right, folks, here we are. How the heck are you? We've got a big session, so I want to head right in. I'm pulling for one of my moderators today who has been saving artifact materials forever. You can see he has over 100,000 Wisdom Meteorite and over 100,000 Titan Meteorite. So in total, we have 2,500 forges in the Titan Forge, 2,500 forges in the Wisdom Forge. We are about to forge 5,000 artifacts. So if we hit the standard rates, we should be pulling 200 exclusives, if I'm not mistaken. So without further ado, let's frickin' see. I gotta say, it is 200, right? But it feels like it should be more. That's kind of sad, right? Because every 1,000 we should hit 40. So yeah, it's 200, but all this saving for 200. Well, hopefully they go amazing. We'll start with the Titan Forge. We do have the 50x Forge, which is the biggest blessing of all time. Otherwise, I probably would not want to do this. We're gonna get it done. Let's see how long it takes. 3, 2, 1. Good luck, Lord Vix. Time to forge. We kick things off with a big 50 pull. And we get no exclusives. No, we get 2, 3, 4. Oh, really? Whoa, what a little surprise at the end there. My God. We got a Livian, a Valderon, a Helga, and then our last one of the 50, we got Cadgram's exclusive, which is by a mile his best in slot. This thing is broken as hell. 4 exclusives in our first 50. We expect 4 every 100. So that kind of turned out to be a work of art and some real fire in there with a Valderon exclusive and a Cadgram exclusive. Let's keep going. Next 50. Did we cool off a bit? Looks like we might have cooled off. We picked up a Kineza and we picked up a Constance. That's 2 more. So we hit 6 in our first 100. So we're looking good above the rates right now. 50% more than we would have expected, but it's a pretty small sample. Let's see if we can stay hot. Our next 50 pull. What do we got here? Ooh, we got 2 cheeky ones at the end, and they're both very good. More ancient exclusive units getting their exclusive artifacts. We got an Erlong Shen and a Lubu. So now that's on the rates, right? You expect 2 every 50. Those are 2 good ones, though. So we're at 8 in our first 150. I'll take a quick moment to explain. Vix did a really good job of clearing out space. He made it so every exclusive that is not currently worn is locked. So you can see I can just do a click all, select all, and sell. I'm just gonna have to go through the exclusives. If you guys want a good fix for that, exclusives show up as generic. So if you just click on Fighter, Marksman, Healer, Mage, Tactician, Defender, it's gonna include everything besides the exclusives. So he's already sold everything that he wanted to sell. He's put the artifacts on, all the artifacts he wants to keep, he's put those on units, and then the exclusives he's locked. So it's simple as that, and there's these other things he's locked too, right? So I can just quickly sell those 142, and you can see the remaining ones that weren't locked are the 8 exclusives we just picked up. So hopefully cleansing is gonna go pretty fast in this video and on this live stream. We're live, by the way, right now on Twitch. We got 125 viewers. Thank you guys for being here. Let's keep it moving. We've done 150. We still have 2,350 to go on the Titan and 2,500 to go on the Wisdom. So I probably have to pick up the pace here. There's a Captain Reeve and a Kineza. So we're hitting at least 2 every time. We're up to 10 in our first 200. Let's go again. Also, we should try to keep track of how much Mithril we're about to raise. There is a Valeria. There's another Cadgram. Insane. There's another 2. I can no longer keep count, so that's up to you guys in the chat. But we've done 250 so far. Let's do a little Mithril check-in just to see. How am I going to do this? Let's click on this and go to Enhance. So we're at, okay, 327K. We'll see where we end up. I can already do a sell-off. Remember, I'll just go here and I'll click All. This is another way we can count easily as well. All right, let's keep it moving. Forge. We're not even a fifth of the way through this, but I gotta say, the 50x pull is very helpful. There's 2 more, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 1 50 pull. Now those rates are crazy. Okay, wow, we got a Winter's Call, gross, Sanguine Shroud, good if you're gonna use Selene, a very good Kagiri, a very good Lord Phineas, and then we got an Erlong Shen and a Valara. What an that's the 50 pull to beat right there. I think that brings us up to 18 now, in our first 300. That's very, very, very good. Let's keep going. Let's see the next 50. Did we finally cool off? We got a Valeria. Okay, that's the first time we've been under expected value. We're up to 19 now. That Valeria, we got 1 out of 50. We expect 2 out of 50. Can we make up for it here? Next 50 pull. There's a Broke here. Yes, we did. We evened it out over that 100. A Naza, insane pull. And then we've got a Regulus. That brings us up to 22 over our first 400. Next 50. We're scrolling. We're looking just a Regulus there. Second time under rates. And let's see. We got a cheeky Constance, and that's it. Okay, so that was our worst stretch of 100. We got 2 in 100, so we went a little bit back down to earth there. I think we're at 24, but yeah, either the chat's going to help me count or we're just not going to count. I think that's what we're going to do. We're only 1/5 of the way through the Titan Forge. We're only 10%, so we're 20% of the way through the Titan Forge. We're only 10% of the way through all of our mats. We still have 4,500 forges left. We still have 180,000 mats left, so I'm going to start going a lot faster. All right, next 50. Let's see. We got an Adrian, excellent pull. Volca, Kane, really nice. That takes Kane to a whole nother level. And Ein, 4 in 150. 4 in 150 pull. Not 150. A singular 50 pull. There, oh, this one looks good already. Morden and Falsia and Ein. So 3 in that 50. And we're full. I don't even think I need a cut because I can do this so fast. Maybe once we get to wisdom, our life might get harder. But there you go, just sell 331 at once. Very, very good. Yeah, let's go back here. Let's pick it up in the Titan. So much left to do. Insane. We've got a Voroth. We've got a Livian. 2 epics. It's kind of stinky. Voroth and Livian are very much there to dilute the pool, right? We got a Constance, and that's it. All right, that was a tough. Voroth, Livian, and Constance and 100 pulls. That's it. There's another Livian. We got another Broke here, another Celine, another Cadgram, our 3rd Cadgram, 2 more Falsias. Holy crap. So that's another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, another 6 and a 50. I think that ties our record. We've done that 3 times now, right? Picked up a 6 and a 50, maybe twice. There's another Constance, pulling so much Constance. Apson and Livian, so 3 in that 50. We've got a Lust, our first Lust today. Another Lubu. First Trusk and our first Wrath. So that's 4 in that 50. We're definitely way above the rates still. Way, way above the rates. We got 1650 left on this Titan Forge. There's another Constance. There's another Erlang Shen. Another Livian. Another Valderon. Dupes for dupes for dupes. Very, very good. That's another 4. Remember, the expected value is 2, and we're kind of obliterating that over and over and over. I could even just click Fighter, Defender, Tactician, because we're only doing the Titan Forge right now, but to be safe, I'll keep clicking everything. Probably at some point, we might have to start, I don't know, like selling dupes of these exclusives or feeding the exclusives into one another, because we're already running out of space, right? We're pulling so many. There's just one Kagiri. Well, if you had to hit one, that's a good one to hit. There's one Volca, another Kagiri, our 3rd Kagiri of the day, our first Sun Wukong. Very nice. That's another 3, right? That's good. We got Abomination. This is just Abomination and a 50 pull. That's brutal. That's tough. There's a Callista. Alrighty. We got Callista, we got Arrogance, we got Magnus, we got Helga. All right, 4 in that 50, really good. Almost halfway done. Can't believe we're not even halfway done just with the Titans. We haven't even touched the wisdom yet. Our 4th Cadgram of the day. Holy crap. Our 2nd Kane, there's an Azor and a Callista, another 4 in 50. We got a Lust, a Valkyra, a Valara. Ooh, hot start. All right, 3 in that 50. Full again, full again. All right, now I am gonna go like this. Let's get back after it. And let's see, we got 1,300 left. This brings us to the halfway point. Another Abomination, another Erlang Shen, that's 2. 2 more. And now we're past the halfway mark on the Titan. So we're past we have less than 3/4. We're over a quarter of the way through the total. All right, I see an Abomination there and a Magnus there. Pretty gross, but on the expectation in terms of quantity. Quality doesn't look great. He says Sun Wukong's is only maxed melee artifacts, so that's good to know. There's another Sun Wukong. There's a Trusk, so you got 2 more. Are we not counting anymore, chat? Looks like Vix might have lost track. We got 2 more there. Let's see now. Oh, look at that. Spicy at the end here. We got a Valara, a Volca, and a Magnus. That's 3 more. He did not lose count. We're at 73. I think he said that before those 3, so I think we're at 76 now. There's 1 Azor. That was a pretty bad 50. You do 50 pulls, you get 1 Azor. There's a Selene and a Lubu, so 2 in that 50. We're breaking past the 1,000 remaining mark. Let's do a little sell. Okay, keep it moving, keep it moving. 1,000 left, 20 50s left. There's a Valeria. There's a Helga, and there's a Constance, 3. There's a Lust. There's a Zealatu and an Ein, another 3, so 6 in our past 100. We're definitely like breaking the rates right now. We should get 1,000 from the Titan Forge. We should get 100. 100 from each forge, 200 total. We're definitely gonna break 100, right? There's an Arrogance. There's a Volca. Ooh, this is good. I got 800 left after this. Sorry, I went a little fast. I couldn't see. There's a Magnus. There's a Salazar. Might be our first Salazar today. I can't remember. Just 1. All right, cooled off a bit there. Time to make even more space. Yay! We're now. We only made 240 spots, so I can only do 4 at a time now. Ooh boy. There is Brokir, Regulus, Araka. 3 in that one. Excellent. Someone in chat's asking why we're forging today when there's a new artifacts coming. Because he asked me to. Because it's his account. He hit the 100,000 of each and he wanted to pull. He hasn't pulled in months. Also, I don't know of any big thing coming besides Ingrid, which I don't think he cared about. So there's Kagiri. We also just had new artifacts released as well. Kadgrim's artifact just came out. Pulled it like 4 times. Kagiri, Kaneza, Araka, Selene, and Volca. There's 5 more. Yeah, Shwepa said there's always new artifacts coming. Very true. That's another 5. We got a Constance and a Kane, 2 more. I think that brings us to 99. There is a Valderon. There's a Magnus. 2 more. All right, dude. We still haven't missed, right? Knock on wood. There's an Arrogance and an Adrian. Really nice at the end there. All right, so we've done 80% of our Titan Forge. We have only 500 remaining. I'm gonna have to sell off 3 more times though, unfortunately. People in chat are saying, is there any artifacts he's specifically looking for? I think he's looking for everything. He said only his Sun Wukong was max. And we've definitely pulled a bit of everything. Volca, Constance, and Kaneza, double Voroth and Ein. So that's another 6 and 50. We still haven't broken the 6 and 50, but we've hit it a few different times. We've got Abomination. That's it. That's a tough one. Someone in chat saying, does he want to promote them himself or can I do it? I'm not going to do that. That would take me so long. We got Azor. We've got Valderon. Just 2. There's a Neza. Just a Neza. Hey, if you had to just get 1. There's a Regulus. There's a Sun Wukong. That's going to be a Magnus and a Zealatu. So what do we say? I said Regulus, right? Regulus, Sun Wukong, Magnus, Zealatu, and Cerberus, a 5 and 50. Let's see. I think what we're going to do probably is we'll do this in 2 parts. I think we have to do that, Vix. I'm going to have you go in here and clean this back up. We're already at 118, by the way, guys. The expected value was 100 flat. So we are flying. Crazy stuff. We've got 250. So 5 more pops. We'll have to clean out twice. There's a Kane, a Kagiri, a Kaneza. Only Ks. 3 more. We got a Neza. Again, we're getting a lot of Neza now, which is great. My Neza artifact isn't max, which is frustrating. So we got a Neza, a Brokir, and a Callista. 3 more. We got an Azor and a Callista. Okay, Zealatu. Another Cadgrum. That's our 5th Cadgrum and a Lust. 3 more there. And our last 50 in the Titan, we pick up a Zealatu, a Kineza. Okay, Zealatu and Kineza. Let's see what the final title is. Final total is. And then let's go over here. I should be able to do a quick wait. I have a quick idea on how to figure it out too. If we go like this, do our last sell-off, right? Let's just double check to make sure everything's been right. Yes, it is. We go here, we sell that off, right? Now we can go to generic and click all, and that's how many we picked up. I think we picked up 131 because everything else was already locked. So I'm not going to sell these, but you can see if I select the generic is going to be all of the exclusives. So yeah, and he just confirmed it in the chat because Vix was counting. We picked up 131. We did 30%, 31% more than we expected. That is enormous. That is crazy. So this is the end of part 1. We'll keep it in one video, but we're going to take a quick break now, clean this up, and then we're going to do the same freaking thing on the Wisdom Forge. That is going to be hard to beat. We got 31 more exclusives than we thought we would, right? We beat that 4% by a lot. That is absolutely crazy. And yeah, let's check out the Mithril. We picked up over 130,000 Mithril. So that's how you raise Mithril, folks. That is insane. There we go, on to the wisdom. Okay, it is a few days later and we are so back. This time we're in the Wisdom Forge. You can see that Titan Forge is down to 0. We pulled 2,500 artifacts from here. We pulled 131 exclusives, which is so far above the rates. It's insane, right? We pulled 31% more than we anticipated. 100 was the expected value. Here, today, we're doing the same thing in the Wisdom Forge, so let's get right to it. We're going head-to-head on Lord Vix's account, Titan Forge versus Wisdom Forge. Let's see what we can't do. Baba Booey. All right, that's gonna be a Cetrum and a Dahlia. Starting off hot, right? That's our first 20. We've already popped 2. Make it 3 in the first 25 with an Ezrin. Make it 4 in this 50, that's a Leia. All right, so 4 on 50, that's double rates, right? You expect 2 every 50, 4 every 100 with that 4% rate. Pretty brilliant stuff, pretty amazing start. I like it, let's go. There's a Silas and a Zealous, 2 of the stronger exclusives we've got. Zealous is a near required exclusive for him to be at, I mean, basically it is a required exclusive for him to be at proper potential. That's where he's gonna get that anti-healing. Silas, you need high promos for it to be good. It depends on the content. Tallulah, a best in slot artifact as well. That's 3. Lasir makes 4. We're not gonna talk more about Lasir. And then Yuri and Beelzebub back to back. We just popped 10 in our first 100. We are off to a flaming start here, right? We have a 4% chance, so we expect 4, and we more than doubled that. We got 2.5 times more than we expected to get. We're at 10 platform exclusive artifacts, make it 11 with Sadie. All right, that actually, that's kind of what that's a crash back down to earth. We expected 2 in that 50. We just got the 1. All right. Still way above the rates, though. Let's do our next 50. Back-to-back Virnas, that's 3. So the last 100, the past 2 50s, that brings us up to 4 in the 100. So we're at 14 for 200. We'd expect to be at 8 for 200. So we're still 6 above expected value. Still a very good start. There is a Comet, RIP to our fallen beast. Comet used to run this game. Is it just Comet? It's just Comet. So our second 1 in 50. I don't want to jinx it, but we didn't have a single 0 for 50 the entire Titan sesh. We still have not had one here yet. That's going to be a Boreas. That's going to be a Iax and a Hotsit. 3 very good artifacts, particularly Iax and Boreas. My Boreas artifact's only at I think it's only at promo 1. Here's a Hand of Doom, one of the new ones. This is an excellent class-specific artifact for the Marksman. And then we've got a Dasami. So we picked up a Dasami and then these 3, right? So it's 4 and 50. Now we're at 19. There we go. 19. We picked up another 4 there. Let's move. Let's groove. We got a Shamir. We've got a Silas. We got a Yovar and an Ezrin. So another 4 and 50. I don't know if we're going to beat that 6 and 50 we saw on that second 50 we popped, but that's pretty crazy. I think that brings us up to 23. I'm going to keep an eye on the chat. Vix is helping me count there. We are full for the first time. Part of the reason we're doing these on 2 different days is we have to make so much space. You want to know how to cleanse. Generic is going to include exclusive artifacts. And then if we don't click generic, it won't, right? So we can just click everything but generic and sell off. I do actually want to quickly count because we can. I'm assuming he invested everything into everything, right? That's what he told me before. So that's going to be 6, 12, 18, or 23. Yeah, and that's what we said. Yeah, we said 23 in the chat. Okay, cool. So yeah, if we want to just mass sell, we can click everything over here. Frankly, I could just click Marksman, Healer, and Mage because we're only doing the platformers. But I'll just click all these. We can click all, and it will sell everything. I don't know if he's saving the new stuff, actually. Hold on 1 second. We'll cut. Okay, we're back. I decided I'm going to save him 6 copies, maybe even 12 copies of the Hand of Doom, just so he can max those out. That's the only new class-specific artifact we're dealing with in this bunch, so everything else we can just mass sell. There you go, 323 in the bin, and let's do it. All right, let's keep it moving here. Still have over 2,000 left, 2,150. There is a Calypso, pretty nice one. There's a Talon, a very nice artifact. There's another Silas. That's our 3rd or 4th Silas already. That's 3 in 50. That's above the rates. That brings us to 26, I believe. We have got a Yovar there, and that's it. Is that our 3rd 1 in 50? Not great. I mean, you expect it to happen sometimes because it has the bad luck has to come if we want to balance out the good luck. We don't want to, but if you know, the odds want to. There's an Ezrin, another 1 in 50, another back-to-back 1 in 50s. That's tough. That is tough. Another Hand of Doom. Okay, we got 2 more exclusives, an Aelin and a Kata. And a Razak. So there's 3 in that 50. I've lost count. I'm waiting for the chat here. There's a Tallulah. That's 1. And another 1 in 50. Holy moly. We're cooling off here in a crazy way. There is Tallulah's artifact. Oh no. Okay, I thought we had an 0 for 50. Another 1 for 50 though. So remember, every 50 we expect 2. That's just a Nocturne. Chat saying 31. I think that made 32 there. I'm not sure. Well, chat will let me know as I make some space right now. Wow, we really cooled off. Yeah, we're at 32 right now. 32. We had such a crazy start. We had that 6 and 50 on our second 50 pull. I will just save 1 here for now because I want to keep all the space. So this is 6 copies, right? Base copy, 5 promos. I think that's fair. We'll sell off the rest. Another 288 spots, so we can do 5 more 50 pulls. That's pretty crazy how much we cooled off there. So far we have done 650. We have pulled 33 is where we're at. So 33 and 650. In 650, we would expect 26. So we're still 7 above, right? We're still in good shape. But do we have a shot to compete with that 131 that we got on the Titan? There's going to be a Cetrum, so that's 1, and another, oh my god, now I'm getting pissed. Another 1 in 50. There's an Honora. It's Honora weekend at the time of filming this. She's on exclusive rate up. There is a Nocturne, and there's a Virna and a Kata. So we just got the 1 in 50 before this, but now we got 4 in 50s. So that's 5 in the last 100. That's above the rates. We take another step in the positive direction. There is a Shamir. And there's a Greed and a Dahlia. Another 3 we can throw on the pile. Uh-oh. Now there's a Nyx, one of the best exclusives in the whole game. And there's a Morgan, so a very standard 2 in 50. We're raining, baby. We're raining. Uh-oh. No way. Okay, cool. Comet, saved it. Saved it at the end of the day with the Comet. All right, 1 in 50 there. I think I got to make space. No, 1 more. Oh, they're making me sweat. Calypso, double Calypso. All right, that's right on the rates. Double Calypso. Let's make the space. We are still less than halfway down. We have 1,550 left. We've done 950 total so far. Chat is saying 46. Through our first 1,000, we would expect 40, right? And here this makes 47, 48, 49, 50. Wow, that was a great pull there with that Diao Chan, our first Diao Chan of the day at the end. So we're 10 above expected value. That is not bad at all. We've got a shot here to compete with the Titan. So that's gonna be 1. Let's just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Really nice. And the Tallulahs are raining. I could use that on my account, to be honest. My Tallulah is at like base promo. Okay, nice one. Exactly 1,000 done. Let's soldier on. There's an Aelin. And that's it. So 1 for 50 after the 4 for 50. Feels fair. That's good, though. The first time we've got it in the 1 spot. We've got a Cratch exclusive. Then we got another Yuri, another Tallulah. Amazing. 3 and 50 right there. There's another Greed for today. There's another Razak. 2 for 50 right on the rates. Oop, I just blew that. Oh, we got to go. Oh, that was not good. I saw a Comet, and then I accidentally clicked off too fast. 1 second, we're going to have to go count. Now, actually, a quick way to do this, I just realized. We can go here because everything else is locked. If I click, it should tell me. Yeah, we're at exactly 60. I will go count with you guys, but that's a nice trick, too. So let's just see everything that's not locked. So look how many Tallulahs we've got. 5 there, and then 11, 17, 23, 29, 35, 41, 47, 53, 59, 60. We are at exactly 60. So there were 4 in that one. Sorry I clicked off that so fast. I'm getting too excited here. Pretty good, though. And after this pull, we'll be exactly halfway done. So this is the halfway mark. So in theory, we could double where we're going to be at, and we would know, right? We started with 2,500 crafts, and this brings us to 1,250. So that's number 61 with our first hex of the day. They've been hiding him from us. There is a Shamir for number 62. So 62. So if we have exactly the same rates, we're above average, right? We're above the 4%. But if we have exactly the same rates, we'll be at 124. We put up 131 in the Titan. The good news is the fact that we're already at 62 at the halfway mark. Even if we were really unlucky, we could pull only 38 in the next 1250, and we would be still on the rates. So I think it's I don't knock on wood. I think we've got a good chance that we beat the rates. There's an Ix, and that's it. 1 for 50. There is a Beelzebub. I think that's our first Bubba of the day. There's our second Hex and a Twin Fiend. I think that's our first Twin Fiend. That's a pretty nice 3 and 50 right there. There is a Greed. And a Leia. Cheeky Leia at the end. 2 more. There's an Aelin. Just an Aelin. Space time. Yes, we're at 69. 69 with 1,050 to go. We need a hot streak right now. Chat's confirming it is 69. All of a sudden, the hexes are raining. So people might be like, oh, hexes artifacts so good, they've nerfed the rates. But it's just like, sometimes you're lucky, sometimes you're not. So if you only saw the past 300 pulls, you'd be like, wow, they pulled 3 or 4 hexes. So kind of how law of large numbers works. We got a Kata, a Hex, that's 2. A Lasir and a Laura, that's 4. A Yovar is 5. That's our second best pull of the day. Remember, we had that 6 and 50. That's a 5 and 50. Excellent right there. That's a 10% rate. There's an Ix. And that's it. Okay, so that equalizes it a bit. Just 1 there. Chat saying we had an 8 pull on the Titan event. Vix is saying that. It's possible. There's an Allura. That's a nice one. And a Cratch right on the odds. We got 2. There's a Yuri and a Theowin, and a Silas. So that's 3 there. 3 more on the pile. There's going to be Morrigan. There's going to be Leia. There's going to be Boreas. 3 more. We're doing pretty good. We can do a little check-in now. We're at 83. Okay, we're definitely looking like we're going to at least hit the rates. 800 left. We'd expect 24 more, so that'd put us at 107. But you can see we're kind of like inching down. We've cooled off a little bit. That's going to be a Lasir. That's going to be another Diao-Chan, our second Diao-Chan. That's an artifact you really want max. There's another Theowin. That's 3. Okay, not too shabby. We got a Morrigan. We got a Beelzebub and a Setram. And another Diao-Chan. That's our 3rd or 4th Diao-Chan. I think it's 3rd. That's very good. So that's another 4 right there. Very nice. Another Beelzebub. See, they're starting to come. Another Beelzebub. We got an Ezrin. 2 more. There's a cheeky Setram yet again. Another Allura. Another Greed. That's 3 more. There's a Dasami. That might be our first Dasami of the day. And there's a 1 in 50. Space time. Getting the home stretch now in this head-to-head. I think it's going to be very hard to beat the Titan results. 96. So we're 4 away from guaranteeing rates with 550 left. But it's going to be very hard to pick up another 36, which is what we would need to tie the Titan performance. This will help, though. Shamir, Leia, and Comet. 3 OGs. That brings us to 99. Then we've got Calypso. And just Calypso. So we're at an even 100 with 450 to go. So we would expect 18 more. So 118, which would still be a phenomenal result. It's just that Titan session was ridiculous. There's 1, 2, just the 2, but they're good ones, Cetrum and Denora. 3, oh, sorry, I'm counting for the last one. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's still just the 1, 5 and the 1, 6. 1, 2, Iax, nice. 2 there. Let's do a little check-in. You can see we can't do as many 50 pulls at a time as we fill up with all these exclusives. We're at 108. We've got 300 left, so this might put us right at 120. We'll see if we hit all the rates. That's not going to help too much, though. There's one with Boreas, and that's it. So 1 in 50, not what we're looking for at the end here. There's a Zealous, I think only our second Zealous of the day. And another 1 in 50, Brutal. That's crazy. Another Theowin. There's a Cratch. 2 in 50. We picked up 4 more. I think we're at 112 with only 150 crafts to go. There's another Boreas. There's another Theowin. Okay, we got 100 left. Let's do our final big check-in. Let's just click sell, which would have been the ultimate disaster. Holy crap, I gotta sleep more. 114. Can we pick up 6 more? Is that crazy? I want to get to 120. Come on now. Not a great start. So 0 for our first 10, 15, 20, 25. There's a hot sit. That brings us to 113. Or 115, excuse me. And there's a Beelzebub, so 116. So we need a 4 in 50 if we want to hit this 120. There's 1, there's 2. Very hot start. We hit twice in the first 12. That's 118. Come on. And that's up a nix at the end. So we're going to finish at 119. So we are at 62 in the middle point, right? So we picked up another 57. So still above rates for every 50 chunk. Not the ridiculous performance we saw with the Titan. I will probably lock these last couple. I figure we probably picked up a couple hands. The Hand of Doom is very good. Final check-in. 119 compared to 131. Let's add it together. Let's do some quick math. I believe that's exactly 250. So we expected 200 and we pulled 50 more. So if you made it through the whole video, we did 5,000 crafts, over 200,000 artifact materials, 100,000 wisdom, 100,000 titan, and we came out with 250 exclusives. This account is looking crazy now. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, give a big thank you to Lord Vix in the comment section below. Also, if you made it to the end of this and you like what we're doing here, please do give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I've been Fastidious. Share with your mother, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.
Fastidious.